Have you ever done a personality assessment? If your first thought is Myers-Briggs, then the answer is no. And that's not a DISC assessment either, which is something that I work with quite a bit with my clients. A personality assessment is something completely different, and I personally believe it's vital to understanding what makes you tick professionally. Keep watching and I'll tell you why it's so important that we all understand what our personality traits are. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. Okay, I watched a documentary, I think it might have been on HBO maybe, about Myers-Briggs. I can't remember the title of it right now, but I don't want to look it up. But boy, it sure did kind of torpedo the Myers-Briggs in my mind. But long before that, you'll hear any psychologist speak about the inefficacy of the Myers-Briggs. It was never statistically validated, still isn't to this day, even though a lot of people think that that's their personality trait. That's not. The personality research that was done, I think it was back in the 40s, came up with this idea of 5 main traits. They are, the big 5 personality traits are openness to experience. That's 1, agreeableness, conscientiousness, extroversion, and neuroticism. I'm not going to go into the details of each of these, but I do want to underscore why it's so important to know what your personality dimensions are. And if you've not ever done it before, please go to Understandmyselfcom, and there you can pay something like $10 US and take a personality assessment based on the big 5 traits. You're going to find it very enlightening, and the reason why it's so important is this. I'm not super creative. I tend to score very high on the conscientiousness scale. That's my desire to see a job done well. I tend to be neat and orderly and clean and, on time, etc. If someone said to me, "Hey, Shawn, you should be way more creative if you're going to be the CEO of your own business," I would say, wow, what switch do I flip to become more creative? It's not part of my personality. I'm not going to be able to just become more creative. So what I do is I hire people to be creative for me. That's why I have a great editor editing all of my videos. Shout out to Frank Alvarez. Now, what if someone says, okay, you scored low in conscientiousness, you should be focusing on how to build your conscientiousness, meaning your desire to see a job done well or to become more, let's say, disciplined, orderly, keep track of things better as the CEO of your own business or a leader in your company. Can you just flip some switch and instantly become more conscientious? The answer is no. It's a personality dimension. Our personality dimensions tend to stay pretty much consistent from early middle age until we die. But yes, if you do any research on the big 5 personality traits, you'll find that our upbringing does have a say in our personality dimensions now. I think it's half and half of your genetics and half of your upbringing, the nurture and nature argument. But don't quote me on that, but I think that's the case. If you're struggling as a business owner because you can't seem to get super organized, take great notes, be disciplined to a calendar, but you're very visionary, don't beat yourself up. Go take the personality test, find out for sure if your openness to experience is very high, which is what tends to be people who start their own businesses and create disruptive technologies. It's openness to experience. And then get a team around you that can be that operational juggernaut for you. So you don't have to be. So you can focus on what you do great instead of forcing yourself to do something you weren't really designed by God to do, let's say. We know from the Bible, there's 4 main passages, 1 Peter 4, Ephesians 4, 1 Corinthians 12, and Romans 12, that list out the gifts that God's given us. Your gifts are things that you are great at. Things you aren't great at are not your gifts, right? Let's say you tend to be kind of blue or sanguine or moody. That is one of the dimensions of personality. It's the trait called neuroticism. You may score high in the neuroticism trait, which means if you're going to try to force yourself to be sunny and bright and spring out of bed with flowers in your hair and a song on your heart, that might not be possible or feasible. Certainly isn't worth beating yourself up about. Just embrace it. Let's embrace our personality and then leverage it for the growth, sustainability, acceleration, predictability, profitability of our businesses. That's key. This is why I'm asking you, recommending go get a personality assessment done. Understandmyself.com is a great place. And then kind of settle into who you are. Embrace it. Muster the resources to find people that can be great at the things that you're not. Build a solid team in your business and your career, whether it's, in a corporate world or you own your own company, are going to explode. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at Motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.